Signalis is the greatest horror game that I have ever played in my entire life. And with this review, I plan on getting a little in depth with the broader storytelling and themes of the game, which may have some spoilers in it. So before I begin, let me just say that if you are caught by that intro and it has your full attention, and after hearing about the gameplay and music aspects I'm going to talk about first, pause the video and go and try and play the game yourself, because it is truly the only way to get the full experience of this masterpiece. The gameplay of Signalis is rather simplistic in the sense of it being a tried and true design used in many games, especially like classic Resident Evil games. As you descend through the facility, you are met with different kinds of enemies to overcome. Your resources are limited, and you must decide when is the time to run. I didn't even see you! Stop, please! Please! Leave me alone! Stop! You're bullying me! And when is the time to fight? Though these enemies are just an obstacle, the true hindrance to your progress are puzzles that you must solve in order to progress farther into the facility. Some of these are quite simple, while others might take you a minute to figure out. And then to add even more difficulty, you are only allowed to carry up to 6 items on you at a single time. In order to free up your inventory space, you must find a safe room. These safe rooms, which are very reflective of like the Resident Evil safe rooms, have a chest where you can manage all of your belongings, but not only that, these rooms are still the only place you can save throughout the entire game. The game continues to throw curveballs at you, like how some rooms are pitch black and others have telepathic enemies prying into your mind. The gameplay is engaging, and while it requires some management of resources, it is not all that difficult. I only died one time throughout the entire game, and I'm really bad at horror games. The music and audio design of Signalis is breathtaking, and both the beautiful piano pieces to the existential, suspenseful, dreadful, nerve-wracking music. Signalis also excels in providing calm, atmospheric music that highlights the story being told. All of these combine into creating an audible painting of the world that you've been thrown into, and this brings the game to a whole higher level of immersion and quality, both of which reach higher levels once the story comes and brings it all together. When the game starts, you know very little as to what is going on, but as you progress throughout the game, you find people, documents, journals, posters, and the very environment itself will all clue you in on the story that is unfolding. You are Elster, a replica unit. A replica, as described in the game, is a biomechanical person, a synthetic reproduction of a gestalt, biological culture grafted onto an artificial endoskeleton and enclosed in a protective exoskeleton. Essentially, you are as human as a non-human can physically get with some enhancements. You arrive at facility Sierapinski C on planet Leng, which is believed to be a mining facility owned by the Yusan Nation, and to an extent it is. As far as the player is aware, they have made a promise to a girl named Alina, and you have come to this facility to find her and to come through on that promise, and it is the driving force of the character and the player for the entirety of the game. Remember our promise. While this may sound like a simple story, it turns out to become much deeper than the player could even begin to guess it would be. Both the immediate story and larger world at hand of Signalis are built up hand in hand throughout the entirety of the game. As you walk around the top floor of Sierpinski, you find this floor has no name, for the word has been banned across the entire nation. Yet monitored classrooms and documents describing Gestalt punishments along with terrible living quarters leads you to realize this is a re-education facility, and the mine is forced labor for those who are being taught. This leads the player to figure out that the Yusan nation is evil and corrupt. Propaganda posters are littered everywhere. You find classified documents explaining how to psychologically manipulate and control each kind of replica, that they are just simple tools, and when they begin showing individuality, they are to be disposed of with a bullet and replaced to ensure maximum efficiency. But for as lowly replicas are treated, they are valued far more than humans. Though human might not be the correct word, seeing as how I and the game have been calling them Gestalts. Gestalt is German for shape, and in psychology it means an organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts. You do not matter as an individual. Your personal interests mean nothing. You are to serve and die for your nation, and that alone is what gives you purpose, since the nation as a whole is more important than its individual parts. There is so much more story and lore built throughout the game, and for those who wish to play the game, I have not gone into explicit detail about nearly anything important. This has simply been a small portion of the lore built up in the early parts of the game, so everybody is still mostly spoiler-free. For those who are interested in the story, but don't have the time or the money to go and play the game and experience it themselves, I highly recommend watching a full video on YouTube about the complete guide and explanation of the story of Signalis. This has been a review of Signalis, one of the greatest games I have ever played, and I cannot begin to recommend this game enough. I hope to hear what other people think about this game and the video in general in the comments, and thank you for watching.